Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go over the Silver Bullet, the AM Silver Bullet for NQ. And we're going to start on the 15-minute time frame. I'm going to show you the narrative that we walked this down and watched this play out before we take our entry. So a little bit behind the scenes of what I've already been doing before the Silver Bullet hour starts, right? So this is a 15-minute candle, and we have news right at 8:30, which is market open. Not market open. Embargo is being lifted at 8:30, and that's when we have CPI, right? So that's what is going on during this day. So the first thing we do, we see, I'm going to mark up our chart here. We have a fair value gap right here, and we have a breaker block right here. So why is this a breaker block? Low, high, lower low, breaks through. When it breaks through, that becomes a breaker. So when it trades back in, we're looking for a bounce back, right? So CPI comes out and taps into that breaker block. Okay. When we see this, we're dropping down into the 1 minute time frame. Okay. And we see this. All right. So what do we have here? I'm going to mark this as the breaker block right there, 15-minute, so we remember. Okay. What do we see? Well, we see an order block right here. Okay. So now let's just keep playing this out candle by candle. Okay, we started at the 15-minute because it tapped into the higher time frame PD array, right? That's when we drop down to a lower time frame and see if we can see the market maker model, right? So this would be the sell side. Now we're looking for a buy side to come back up, right? So if this was the smart money reversal right here, we'd be looking for our low risk buy, okay? That's usually an optimal trade entry type thing, and retesting this order block right here, right? So let's pull a fib from low to high, and let's see optimal trade entries right here where this order block is. So we're looking for something to come down here. We're not going to take the trade unless it's in our, an hour from now. In the Silver Bullet, we're just trying to see if we're actually going to get a market maker buy model here. So now we're going to play it, keep playing it, candle by candle. Let's see what we get here. All right, let's see if it stops, it stays there or not. Okay. Market maker buy model. You have our optimal trade entry, low risk buy right here. Now we're looking for a run on stops. For that would be our turtle soup entry or our first stage of accumulation. So let's keep going here. No sell stops being taken yet. Yeah, I'm not counting this as a sell stop, so I'm looking for, this would be better. Relatively equal lows. All right, so there's our run on stops. So I'd call that our first stage of accumulation. Turtle soup entry would be right there. Okay. Again, we're not taking it. We're waiting for 10 o'clock. We're just making sure that we have the workings of a market maker buy model. Okay. And it looks like we do. Just tested that 15-minute breaker block. This is when the person in the group that leads the group took their entry right here. They like to trade the turtle soup entries, so they took their entry right here, and the target is the terminus over here, right? That's the high of the market maker model right here. And how'd they get that? Well, when you pull your fib, let's take this fib off. Okay, let me just take this fib off. On market maker buy and sell models, you want to take the manipulation leg. So let's move this like this. Manipulation leg. You have high to low, right? Well, this is also a low, a high, a low. So this right here would be your manipulation leg. So when you put that on, it's this candle high to this candle low. And when you pull your fib to pull your manipulation leg projection, you go from low to high, right here, low to high, and you get your deviations. Here's 1, 2, 2.5. 2.5 is good deviation for NQ. 2 is good for ES. So 2.5, that lines up really well with pretty close to our terminus right here, which is the high right here, and the open of the 830 open price, which is right here. Okay, so that's really nice right there. So they took their entry right there. We're still waiting for 10 o'clock. So let's get to 10 o'clock here. I'm going to start marking PD arrays here. So here is a fair value gap. Now obviously that's to go short. So we're going to want to see that violated and turn that into an inversion fair value gap. So we're going to definitely want to see that. We want to see it break through it, close above it. Would make me feel better. Okay. Now this can become an inversion fair value gap. Inversion fair value gap. Okay, so it came down. We're still not 10 o'clock. We're just now getting into it. Okay. Okay. So now we have another fair value gap. So we have both of those lining up, and that's just started the 10 o'clock silver bullet hour. All right. So if we come back in here, we're gonna buy 2 and get in this position, and where we're gonna target the terminus right here. Buying 2 right there. There's my target. I'll take a partial right here. I have been slowly holding my trades for terminus and just moving my stop up on apex versus taking a partial. So, but on the video, I'm gonna show you where I'd take a partial if I was still gonna take a partial. So I will still do that in these videos for now, until I get really comfortable with my skills set of holding on. That's one thing I've been working on, is trying to hold my trades longer when I trade live myself. So I've been trying to work on that. It's a work in progress. Okay, so I'll sell 1 there. I'd move my stop to break even, so let's put my stop on there. Here's my trailing stop. We'll put that right up here. Actually, let's look. Let's look and see where we'd put it. Here's 1 fair value gap. Here's a volume imbalance right there. So you know what? I'm gonna put it right here. I don't want to see that fair value gap broke. Okay, so now there's the 3 PD rays. I'm definitely in a good spot. Okay. There you go. Not going to play the full hour because we just have enough right here to go through. So let me take off the position here so you can see, and let's go through this. All right, we started on the 15-minute time frame, and we marked out a 15-minute breaker block, right? It's one of the higher time frames that we look at, and when the CPI came out, it wicked down in here during that time and targeted that 15-minute breaker block. Tapped into that, okay, on the higher time frame. That's when we drop down to the 1 minute time frame, and we see if we have a market maker buy model, right? We don't just assume, hey, it's gonna need this. We have to have it priced. It needs to show us that it's gonna go back up. Could have hit this, retrace, and came back down. We want to see these things play out. In a market maker buy model, we want to have a low risk buy, which is usually optimal trade entry, testing an order block, things like that. Then we want to see a run on stops, which, could have been these run on stops as well here, or the run on the low risk buy, run on stops. That's our turtle soup entry, which is usually the first stage of accumulation for the buy model, right? So you have the first stage 1. Stage 2 is where you want your silver bullet entry. Do I call this stage 2? No, but this is where we got our entry based off of the time frame silver bullet of 10 to 11. We do have an inversion fair value gap. We have a fair value gap. Price came down in. We took our trade. Our stop was below the low over here, and we targeted the terminus. How did we get our terminus? Where did we get our target? Well, we took a projection, a manipulation leg projection here, standard deviations of 2.5 for NQ, and it was kind of close to our 830 line opening price and our terminus, which is this high here. So we just went with the terminus, and right here we actually hit our target. All right, so there's your silver bullet for NQ on Thursday, October 12th.